I hate when I do not set the freaking okay, I'm not gonna be here too long. Okay. I just wanted to come on, didn't have too much to do or to say, but I wanted to come on here and do a good, what is it? Get ready with me or get ready with me. However you want to say it. I'm just playing. But anyhow, get ready with me. Okay. Oh, Highness, we are family. And I got all my brothers and sisters and me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and dance. We are family. You know why? Because I said so. Good morning to everyone. Let's get on here and be positive. It's going to be a productive day. We're going to do some things today. I've been very, very, very busy. So I said, you know what? Get on here looking like a hot mess. Okay. Anyways, so I'm about to do my hair. That's why I'm on here too. I have a mirror right in front of me. And I'm adding some of this to my hair. Got it at the $1.25 century. Did I say that? Yes, I did. So I'm doing my hair. Yes, I know it looked like a hot mess when I first got on here, but that's okay. I'm doing something about it. I have three different kinds of hair. I have what you call gray, brown, and then like a brown black up in there. And no, I do not have no colors or dyes or anything in my hair. I'm naturally gray. I've been like this in the front since I was about 29 or 30 years of age. I didn't have quite as much, but that's the first time I initially saw gray hairs. Let me say it like that. So I'm embracing it. At one time, I wouldn't actually say I had low self-esteem. I just didn't care too much about it when I was young. Okay, so I'm taking and brushing my hair. I do not have any chemicals in my hair. Okay. But as I'm on here doing this, I would like to talk about something. That's why I say, get ready with me, chat. I'm looking down here, I see something. Y'all I ain't got my glasses on. Okay. Whew. I follow a lot of YouTubers and I like to see different things that they do to motivate me, to inspire me, to, just see what they're doing to support. And I really, really mean when I support, I love to support people. And support does not mean you have to always buy or purchase things. Support means just be on there, listen. Support means can you at least say hi, how you doing? Support means just get on there and don't comment. I'm not a negative person. That's why I speak about this so much. But what I am about to address is why is it that, and anybody share some light on the subject, because I don't have the answer, but I can only assume and elaborate on the subject, okay? Why people hate on people so much? Why do people be so envy of someone that's been through a lot, going through a lot, but doing something about it, especially the ones that's doing something about it. And I do get how people invite people into their lives and share things with people. But have you ever realized the reason why they're sharing it is because it's helping them to get out of whatever rut they are in, like depression, okay? Depression, mentally, um, going through something. That does not mean just because somebody's going through something at that point in time in their life that they're crazy. Having mental situations or issues in your life does not mean you crazy. For instance, or example, losing a loved one. Hello, how you doing? Losing a loved one. And all of a sudden, when you lose this loved one, a whole bunch of emotions sets in. So, some people are stronger than others, some is weaker than others, but at the same token, it's just that moment that they're feeling at the lowest. Thank you so much. That they're feeling at their lowest. And people come through the door. Hello, how you doing? You can give your girl some thumbs up, share, set on your notification. And when I say things and come on here, I genuinely mean what I'm saying. I don't care how I look, crooked look or crooked hook. I'm trying to get myself together. And that's why I'm in front of the screen. There's nothing fake about me. But as I was saying, that's not really the topic, but it kind of is. When you see a person's being transparent about things that they're going through, been through. Okay, I get it. You got the people that's got their hands out like cups all the time. Ain't nothing wrong with asking for help sometimes. There's a timeout moment. Don't always do that. But if I'm sharing with you something that I've been through, as far as homeless, um, losing a loved one, and just feel like you just want to give up. Why do people bash folks? I said folks. That's the southern girl in me or country girl in me or whatever. I said folks. And I don't know if that's a country word. What is folks? It's a word to me. Why? This is the thing. I could say this for me, for example. And I saw somebody say this on the YouTube, but no, this is my story, and it happened in 94. Okay. I got real sick, real sick. I was in Bradenton, Florida. Okay. The hospital I went to was Manatee Hospital. Okay. That's where I had my last child at. Anywho, I didn't know I was going to get sick. Mm-mm. But I got sick. And I was so sick. I was sick and tired of going to different doctors and clinics and all this different stuff, trying to figure out what was wrong with me. Until the last time. And maybe I should have done it sooner. But hell, you tired of going, so you almost kind of like tap out with the situation. So my kid's father said, she's not going home. She's not going home. And when he said that, I was in the emergency room. I'm making the point. This is what I'm trying to do. Get to the point. Thank you so much. I'm using this as an example, but it's the truth. And I seen someone else go through something similar. I was sick as a dog. If a dog was sick. And coming to find out, I had a gallstone attack. This is a true story. Mine's. I got the scar and all. I show it. Ain't no shame in my game. Because where it's at, you can see it. Ain't like I'm showing off my body part. But anywho, I showed it in the video 2 weeks ago when I was in the gym. But anyhow, go check that one out. You'll see a pink thumbnail. That's me in the gym. And it was the last one. So you can see that I showed it. So anyhow, the scar, I'm saying. I had a gallstone attack. I didn't have to have my whole gallbladder removed. I had it laser. I'm trying to get to it, but it takes a story sometimes. Whew, that was the worst time for me. I was a mother of four, a wife, and something happened to my kid's father. I'm going to say this and I'm going to tell the story because I mentioned it before, but people probably said, well, didn't you say you was married? Listen, okay? So I was in the hospital. They did emergency surgery, admitted me, I didn't go home from the emergency room. When I tell you I couldn't keep down nothing, I couldn't keep down nothing. And that's what it did to me. So anyhow, my kids got to see me going to the emergency room. I was there probably 5 days in the hospital. Went home. And the day I went home, my kid's father had to tell me something. This is what I'm trying to get to. It's a story. So this is a story. So I'm trying to work up to what I'm talking about, how people judge people. So that's why I'm doing all this, okay? Thank you so much. I'm 58, by the way, okay? Grays, brown, and brown. This is not my hair is three different shades. I originally have this gray, of course. From the roots up, my hair is brown, light brown, and brown, okay? No chemicals. But anyhow, first saw gray hair when I was about 29. I said that already. But anyhow, so I went home. It was on a Monday. My kid's father had to tell me something. And he had to tell me he had to turn himself in. See, this is the story. This is what I'm getting to. That's why people need to stop judging and saying, well, girl, why would you this and this and this and this? No. Listen to people tell their story before you judge. And then even when they tell the story, why are you still judging? They don't open up to you or open up because they decided to. And then people want to bash them. Are you serious? That's not cool. I'm not that person, but it is this segment. So he said he had to turn himself in. Lord knows in heaven, I was so weak. I just got out the hospital, still didn't have no strength. And the reason why is because he owed $1,500 in child support. I'm going to tell you why. He was so damn tired of that money-hungry woman thinking that she can squeeze blood out of a turnip. And the money was because at the time when we moved, he didn't have a job because we just moved there. And you thinking he didn't want to pay child support. Anywho, that's the truth. So, went home, and I think my body may have went into shock. I don't know. My son at the time was 7 or 8 years old. I think he was 8. He had to help me. My daughter, my oldest daughter, that is, because I have 3 daughters and a son. My son's the oldest. She had to have been, if he was 8, 5-ish. And then I think I had a 4-year-old. And then my baby girl wasn't even 2 yet, quite 2. He had to call the ambulance. And they came, took me to the hospital, did an EKG, thinking I had a heart attack. If you didn't know at the time, hell, I didn't know what none of this stuff meant because I was young. I think I was like 27, 28 years old or something like that. If I could go back, I said already, y'all can calculate it. I'm 58. This happened in 94, okay? This is so funny. I'm saying this. Oh, boy. She did. My daughter was 2. She had just turned 2 or was about to turn 2. Anywho, because she was born in August, and this happened, leave it to be anywhere from July to September of 94. Okay, 58. Y'all can add it up, calculate it, set, subtract, track, add, take on, whatever. Okay, so the story, if everybody's wondering what's she talking about, I'm talking about how people just bash people and make fun of people and don't know people's story. And even when you do start hearing pieces of people's story, how people want to add, take, pick people apart and just dog people. That's not cool. That's not cool. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I saw that you put down cool. Shout out to W Football. Shout out to Carol. Shout out to Surprise Poodle. Shout out to everybody in the comments coming through the door with positive energy. We need that. So anyhow, back to it. I had to shout out a few people, and I do remember. I went to the hospital, and I was admitted to ICU. But when I was in the hospital prior, the nurse came in and she asked me a question. She said, "Have you ever had your thyroids checked?" I talked about this before. I done mentioned about thyroids, high blood pressures, a lot of things that I had, I no longer have. Okay. And there's another thing I want to talk about, but I'm not going to talk about it in this segment. So I was in ICU anywhere from 14 to 21 days. Now, y'all heard when I said my kid's father turned himself in. He wasn't a bad person. The person that was trying to squeeze blood out of her turn up, this woman was money hungry. Okay, there ain't no other way to say it. How can you get some money out of somebody that don't have a job but looking for work, got out of the military? That's a different story in itself too. The military people, when you do, he was in the army, okay, and the army reserves once he got out of the army. But anyhow, I'll talk about that another day. I'm gonna get to the point so I can get off here. I'm gonna do my hair too. I ain't had nobody for my 4 kids. hmm I lived in Bradenton, Florida. My family wasn't in that state. So when I tell this story, it's like, girl, where was your mom? Where was your sister? I always lived away from my family because my kid's father was in the army. Okay. When he got out, we moved to Florida. He's from Daytona. We moved to Bradenton. I think that's maybe what, 3 hours away or whatever. Anyhow, look it up, Google it. I don't remember. And I was in ICU, no one to watch my kids. And I called the state, DCF or whatever the hell you want to call it, social services, and asked them, could they find somebody to help take care of my kids? Mind you, I ICU, and I already said where my kid's father was. And I forget what they told me, so I'm not going to make up that part, but evidently they couldn't. So there's this girl, her name was Marie, and me and her met at bingo. And that's how I've met her. And we kind of like went to bingo together. We didn't hang out. Only place we really went to was bingo. I knew of her. She ended up taking care of my 3 kids for me. Okay. I was sick. I don't even remember how my kid's sister and sister-in-law, his sister-in-law, ended up finding out I was in the hospital. That I don't remember. I don't remember that. I don't know if it's because I don't remember, so I'm not gonna sit up there and begin to lie because I'm not a liar. I don't remember that part either. But they ended up finding out I was in the ICU. They came up to the hospital and they took me home once I was released, and we went to my home. We stayed there, I think, a night, and then the next day, because we had to get things ready for me and the kids, we drove to Daytona Beach so they can help look out for me after me and my kids. And my kid's father was in that same state, but he didn't want to see me because he didn't want us to see him where he was at. Here we go. Does that make him a bad person because he was $1,500 behind in child support? Hell no. Does that make me a bad person because I ended up having to have my kids stay with someone that I met at bingo and I was in intensive care? Hell no. I'm not cussing. Hell is not a cuss word. And I even went through the stint of seeking help through the Division of Social Services. So I'm saying all this to say, why is it that these people want to just try to take people's kids? Some of them need to be taken. I get all that. And you reaching out for help, you can't get the help. And then you also telling people your story. You tell people your story and they want to bash you for it. They want to look down. I'm sick. I'm in the ICU, intensive care, and I found out I had Graves' disease, thyroid disease, and I had to have radiation. My hair fell out, and they told my sister-in-law, well, I'm going to say the other one was sister-in-law too, but anywho, because she was with my kid's father's brother. They just weren't married, but they was together, hell. But anyhow, both my sister-in-laws. And so I could see if I just left my kids in the house by themselves. Then that's something to talk about, okay? But you calling people, seeking help, and people want to look down on you? I'm so sick. I said, you know what? God made me to be the way I am. And I'm going to continue to be the way I am. I'm a beautiful, honest, transparent, loyal, dedicated person, okay? Doesn't mean I'm perfect. Hell, I done did things in my life, but nothing to the extreme. No, 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 no. Mm-mm, 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 no, mm-mm. Took my diet pill. That's what I'm talking about. I'm in front of this camera sharing my story because I choose to, and then someone come and attack me with some negative stuff or try to judge me or look down on me because I was sick or in the hospital and didn't have no one there for me and my children. So I share that, and then people will be like, you homeless. I've been in shelter before, but I went in a shelter because I guess you could say, in a sense, it was a homeless thing, but this is the story with that. My kid's father went to Germany. All of our stuff got packed up. Anybody that been in the military knows this truthfulness. Packed up, shipped overseas. I was staying with a girl that I knew. She lived with me. So you know what? It's like returning a favor. I wasn't gonna be there long. I was just waiting for my husband to get over there, get us a place, skedaddle, right? She decided when I dropped him off at the bus station to leave, she said she wanted to go somewhere. I didn't have a problem with that. But the place she wanted to go to, she wanted to do some crazy stuff with a man, okay? I had 2 kids at that time. Here we go. Learn to remove yourself. So I told her, I said, I could come pick you up, but I don't want me and my kids to be here. I didn't know what was going on because if I knew what was going on, I wouldn't even took my butt there. I had no problem with going over someone's house, okay? So I had a car, and it was a black and orange Maverick, and everybody used to call it Halloween 3 because it was orange. I think it was a 72, 74, something like that. And me and my kids' father at the time, I had two kids, a son and a daughter. My son was not even 3 yet, and my daughter wasn't even a year. Okay. So he left in September of 88 to go to Stuttgart, Germany. Okay. He was stationed at his where he was stationed at was Echterdingen. Look it up. Air Force Base. Okay. Barracks. And we lived military housing, Nelligan Barracks in Stuttgart, Germany. Okay. We used to shop at Robinson Barracks, Commissary, and PX. Look at that. We was over there 4 years. And so here we go again. This is why I went to a shelter. The girl came home under the influence, wanting to fight me. And this was like 1 something in the morning. And I had two kids. Her mother was so ashamed and embarrassed for her. So you really wanted to fight me. So we went outside. I had my two kids. I had to pack up everything and left. Didn't have nowhere to go. So I went over to this guy's house that me and my husband knew. He had a woman there. So it wasn't just me going to no man's house. I knew her too. I stayed there one night. And the only reason why I didn't stay there is because they had a lot of people in and out, men's, women's, partying, drinking, what have you. Not saying like hanky panky stuff. I'm talking about things that I did not want my children to see. And men's being there, and then somebody in the line said that I messed with him, he messed with me. Not that type of story. So I didn't have nowhere to go. And I think I went to the police station or something, and I ended up having to stay in a shelter with two of my kids. Nice place. It was nice. It wasn't no, dirty looking, dingy one. And even if it was, if you're homeless, hell, that's where you got to stay. And I stayed there for a week, maybe 2 weeks. I had my car. My car couldn't go to Germany because it was so old, it wouldn't pass inspection. Okay. So I ended up junking it. Okay. And I had my kids. We had our own room. We had a bed in the baby bed. Me and my son slept together. My daughter was in the baby bed, or she could sleep with us too if she wanted to. Or I wanted her to. And so that's what I did. All three of us in the bed together because I chose to. And then, you do your little chores. They feed you clothes and stuff like that. So, they talk to you about a plan. And they took me. I was living in Junction City, Kansas. I'm from Topeka, Kansas. Okay. An hour away to my dad's house. My dad knew I was coming. It wasn't like I knocked at the door and just. I stayed with my dad. Ooh, let me see. 5 months. 5 months. And then my kid's father, I ended up having to get I had my passport before he left because we had to get passports and stuff like that. I'm saying all this to say I was in the shelter. Okay. Where else was I supposed to be? With two babies, a toddler, a baby, and an infant. And my daughter at that time, she was, oh goodness. Okay, well, I said it like this. When we got to Germany, she was 10 months. Yeah, 10 months old because she didn't turn a year old until April. We got there in February of 89. I'm saying all this to say, stop it. Please, please, please stop. I would rather And this might sound kind of crazy, and people probably say, "What?" I would rather go through a situation such as that, bounce back from it, or it's gonna take a while, of course, and then neglect my kids, neglect myself, be truly without a place to be. A shelter is a home, is a temporary place until you can get to the place of where you want to be or need to be. The struggles are real. Just like now, I'm so sick of spending money that I don't have. It's a shame that you can have children, and just because they feel that the kids are yours, are related, I should say, that the state or system ain't got to give you nothing. It's called kinship. I had a baby that was in my care, foster care, no relation at all whatsoever, no relation. And don't you know the state wouldn't give me nothing for her because my mom, I done told this story before too. My mom, I put the pictures on my community tab. I showed all the baby and everything. My mom, my older sister, my two youngest sister, because they're younger than me, my brother, and my niece. I forgot about my brother, knew them too. Knew them. I didn't. I knew of her. Okay. And just because the baby was placed in my care, they put her in my care underneath kinship because my mom and my family members that I named already knew the girl and her child's father. Are you serious? The state didn't give me one penny. One penny. The child was in my care. She was in foster. I was a foster mom. The courts, I went to court, juvenile court, and this was in May the 18th or the 17th, because she was 17 days old when I got her. So, okay, she was born May the 4th, and she was 17 days when I got her. So, if I said the 18th, whatever, she was 17 days when I got her. Okay, went to court, got the baby. The same day I went to court, I got her. They did all the background checks and all that stuff. And plus, like I said before, you check this out. Hey, you ain't gonna catch me slipping because there ain't nothing to slip about. I was a foster mom, registered child care provider, and I was a licensed daycare. I had a licensed daycare, let me say it like that. When I was in Stuttgart, Germany, I went to school for it. Yes, school for it. Not the whole year, but the classes was at least 3 to 4 months, okay? And you had to get a certificate, graduate, all the thing. That's the way they need to have it again. United States Army, Robinson Barracks. I would have to go to take these classes. Mind you, I had 3 kids at the time then, because I ended up having another one. And one of the reasons why I really was so glad that I was able to do this is because, of course, you want to be a better parent. There ain't no rules and no instructions on being a parent, mom, dad, or whatever. But I had a daughter at the time. She was like 3 weeks old when I found out she had asthma. And I said, you know what? You know what comes into play with that, right? CPR and first aid. I wanted to have that for my kids anyway. So that was like a plus on top of it, right? So the moral to everything I said, I wasn't all over the place. If you listen to the story, I'm talking about why do people pick people apart? Why do people down talk people that's going through things and sadness and stuff like that? I got a lot of stories to tell. So if anybody decides to judge me, you know what? Good. That's how you get your energy, by talking about people and making fun of folks and all this different types of stuff like this. That's not cool. We need to stop it. We need to be better. I thought I had that hair thing here. We need to do better for ourselves. Now see, this is crazy. I know I had one right here in front of me. Oh, here it is. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. We need to start doing better for our grandkids and ourselves and communities and all this. My thing is this: we already got so much stuff going on in this freaking world. We got a lot of things going on. So the most things, or the most important thing for you to do, is to bash someone. Hmm. Well, I want to say on this day, thank you, Heavenly Father, for making me the way you made me. I am your chosen. I am your child. I am a gift that you gave to my mom and dad. And I will continue to be the way that you created me to be. Ain't no faking and shaking. So on that note, Ohana, if you don't like someone, okay, that's cool. Am I acting like I don't like people? Yes, there's people that I don't like. I don't hate no one though. And see, it don't even have to be that you don't like them. You don't like their ways, and they don't have to like yours either. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit up there just because I don't like somebody's ways, act like, ugh, that type of thing, or talk about. Just stay away from them. People don't like me. I know this. I feel like this, and I'm gonna say this. I need accountability. People, we all need that. I need to have sister friends. I need that. I don't have no one. Why? Hell, if I have the answers to that, maybe don't need it. But you know what? Also, people not being around you, God shielding and protecting you too, probably. I done came a mighty long ways in my feelings towards how people are with me. Family, I said it. Relationships, I said it. Any kind of ship you want to call it. Yeah, any ship, friendship, relationship, ship or horse ship. I'm just saying, but anywho, I'm just gonna get on off of here. No, but I do mean what I'm saying wholeheartedly. Everybody, let's be good. Let's be kind. Let's make this world a better place for you and I. Okay. So on that note, dang, ooh, that sounds horrible. On that note, Ohana, we are family. You know why? Because it says so.